Democrats pushed a lot of charges against the president in their case for impeachment. But as his legal team points out, not one of these made it to the actual articles of impeachment. So what does that say about their case? Here to weigh in, GOP congressional candidate and former chairman of the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee, Darrell Issa of California. I had the honor and privilege of serving with Congressman Issa, so I've got to call him chairman. There was this quid pro quo, there was bribery, there's all kinds of allegations, but none of that actually made it to the actual report.
Well, Chairman Chaffetz, as we both know, when you're doing investigations, you follow actions and you refer based on actions. In this case, they have no actions that violated anything, so they're going to this hidden intent. And this is where we saw Adam Schiff, pencil neck as the president calls him, coming up with some hypothetical thoughts in the president's mind. But the reality is the president's actions were completely legal. As a matter of fact, one of the things that these senators are going to all have in the back of their minds is that a 55-day hold to check something out, as you know, is something that many, if not all senators periodically ask the administration to do. As a matter of fact, Senator Menendez of New Jersey routinely puts holds on things over at the State Department, and he'll be sitting there saying, well, how dare they put a hold on, when in fact he insists on holds when he wants to check something out.
Well, and the thing is that the president actually released the money before it was due. So what is the best case for the president? What is the argument that these people need to make on the floor of the Senate for the president?
Well, the president has a win-win situation. He can have the simple win that this case is without merit. He might, and it appears as though he's not choosing this, but some have said he would choose to get further vindication by showing the wrongdoing by Hunter Biden and Vice President Biden. But quite frankly, it looks like his team is taking the let's get back to work approach, which I think is a win-win for the American people. This is without merit. The president did nothing wrong. Let's get back to the people's work.
Quickly, should there be witnesses called in this case?
I don't believe there's any witnesses necessary to show that there is no case. And at the end of the day, we know that the Democrats, as long as they remain in the majority in the House, are going to bring another set of impeachment articles at some point. So we might as well dispense with this one and let them get back to making something else up.
Yeah, I think what you're going to hear is they're going to make their cases and then they'll have a vote, and I don't think that there will necessarily be witnesses needed. Chairman, Congressman Issa, thank you for joining us this morning. We do appreciate it.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.